Hey, Eric here with Venture Stand Outfitters. Very excited because I'm here today with my executive producer, my daughter, Nat, and we're getting ready. This is going to be the Genesis episode build for the channel, and I'm super excited because I had a long time client of mine reach out to me and wanting to get rifles set up and didn't have the time or the acquired knowledge to properly set up and load and do all that for a rifle. So he saw that I was doing this and he reached out to me and said, "Man, I'd really want you to do this for me." And I'm excited because I've known this gentleman for so many years, and we've done so many transactions together in other different realms of life that it was exciting to begin this new endeavor with him. So I'm here. I don't know if you can see Sportsman's in Murfreesboro, a place that I particularly enjoy doing business with. I've gotten to know Woody, Kevin, Dan, and a bunch of those back at the firearm counter, building relationships with those guys. And ultimately, that's what it's about, relationships. Whatever the name on the building is, it's about the people inside the building. So I appreciate those guys, and they always steer me in the right direction. All right, fast forward now. I've met with the client, and he's picked up his rifle that I have. A sneak peek. It's going to be a Savage. I'm not going to tell you the caliber or show you the rifle yet. We'll do the unboxing when we get home. But yeah, I'm super stoked to have my daughter and I going through this project together, and we're gonna see where it goes. Again, the Genesis episode of rifle build, setup, load development, and all that good stuff. So we're going to take a break. We'll get back to the house, and we'll continue forward with the unboxing and show you exactly what we got and kind of our layout model plan. See you in a sec. I have my little one Natalie behind the camera helping out. You want to wave, Nat?
Hi.
Atta girl. Hey, quick introduction to this next chapter that I've already recorded, but I came after we paused and took the kids fishing and went and had a good time this afternoon. Well, while I was fishing, I was looking at that first video, and I had a squeaky chair that might drive you as much nuts as it drove me in that video. So once again, we're learning as we go here at Boso. I'm not going to record that whole video. I really felt like the content I was trying to get across was correct. But just be mindful. I've remedied that. I no longer have a squeaky chair. I've actually ordered me a new chair to prevent any of that in the future. But you know, as I've said previously, we're getting used to this whole video thing and this video world we live in. So I really am trying to strive hard and make good content that is enjoyable to watch and that maybe you can get a nugget, maybe 2 nuggets of information out of. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoy the unpacking of the Savage rifle that we teased you with earlier today at Sportsman's. All right, hey guys, welcome back to Bench or Stand Outfitters. I'm Eric, accompanied by my wonderful daughter Natalie behind the camera there. So hey, we're back. You saw us this morning meeting the client, acquiring the firearm, which we teased you was a Savage. So this is kind of chapter 2. We're back home. You can see I've changed. It is a warm March day. It is what, March 21st, Saturday. So you guys and gals in Middle Tennessee know today is warm for March. So I changed into a short sleeve shirt, and we're ready to get down and continue this Genesis episode of Boso. That's Venture Stand Outfitters. Continue this Genesis episode of Boso with the unboxing of the Savage that we picked up. I'll start off by saying, there's lots of reasons for choosing a rifle. Part of our process here at Venture Stand is to really get to know the client, their needs, to figure out the why and the purpose of the rifle. So for this particular shooter, it's going to be his first rifle. Maybe not, maybe second rifle, but first real rifle with capability, if you will, of long range, of hunting, of different things. So after, again, I mentioned earlier, I know this, known this person for a while. So kind of after going through talking with him about what he wants this rifle to do, the purpose of it, the why of getting it, it kind of helped me make a recommendation that he agreed with of the caliber to put him in. Now in this caliber range, there's a lot of different choices. Also within that choice was a price point. So not necessarily we had low or high limits of budget, but also in consideration that this was his first real rifle that had real capability, and that's relative, but real capability behind it. So slow down, cowboy, for those of y'all who are going to say, well, I got a less caliber than and it's capable. I get it. Karen, video might not be for you. But if you're open-minded to what my suggestion is going to end up being, and the rifle we put him in, and considering that he might shoot this rifle every day, every weekend, he might go hunting with it, he might decide to do some long range, he might decide to do some load downs and whatever, and he might get this rifle and decide, I don't want to shoot rifles. So the last thing I wanted to do is put him into a $2,000 gun, but I wanted to put him in a capable gun that can do just about anything he could ever want to do, and probably more. It'll be a great rifle that he can start with and grow on both sides, grow smaller calibers, grow bigger calibers. So I think that's important. This is a great teaser rifle to see how his interest is going to grow in the field of recreational shooting and hunting shooting. So that's one of the reasons. So Savage has a kind of their value entry line. Now I will say I have had, and I am a massive fan of Savage rifles, mainly because the ones I have owned, and I've probably owned it, golly, in the last 5 or 6 years, probably a dozen of them in multiple calibers. I have probably 4 of them in maybe 5 in my safe right now, and they all have shot. They have all done tremendously well. Now I do hand load, but they have all done tremendously well with factory ammo as well. I think there's something inherently special about that 6.5 case, that 6.5 bullet, the BCs it can generate, that the rifle just stinking shoots in that Creedmoor family. That goes down to the 6, the 25, the 6.5, and who knows what they're going to develop next. So, blah, 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 oobah-dee, life goes on. Let's get to it. So you saw the package. You obviously know it was Savage, and you obviously know it's going to be in the Creedmoor family. And so these are straight out of the box. I've not even handled this rifle until he picked it up in the store, and I looked it over for him and told him. But, so without further ado, here's what we got. Being funny there. So, can you guess what it is? You know it's a Creedmoor. But I don't know if you can see that. Natalie, can it pick it up?
It's a little blurry.
I'll just spill it for you. It is a 6.5 Creedmoor. So, there's some of you already going to turn off the video, say, I can't believe you're a 6.5 Creedmoor. That's fine. But this is, I'm going to tell you, the biggest buck hanging in our house right now, shot by my son, was shot by this exact same rifle, but an older model, a 1 year older model. So this is the Savage Axis 2 Pro. The new models come with a fluted barrel, which I absolutely adore. I just like a fluted barrel. In my opinion and in my experience, it definitely helps with cooling down, helps with a little bit of weight shed, etc. Now, their Pro Hunter version is their kind of their entry now. So I got Savage Axis 1s in my safe. I got Savage Trail Hunter 110s in my safe. Hunter and the Trail Hunter Light in my safe. I have a Savage Tactical in my safe. the main important thing is that they're all the same action. They're going to come with different barrel lengths. The tacticals are typically 26-inch barrels. Trail hunters are 24-inch barrels generally. The Trail Hunter lights are 22s, and the Axis Pro 2s are all the way down to a 20-inch. Now, what does a 20-inch barrel do to you? Not much, really. You're going to lose average of 35 to 50 feet per second per inch in barrel length. So if you're hand loading, you're going to find that most test barrels are at 24 inches. So if I was going to guesstimate what I would be getting from factory ammo, I would shorten that. I would go on the upper end of 200 feet a second at 50 FPS over 4 inches. But let me give you a hint there. I've yet to see, now this is my experience, doesn't mean it's gospel. I've yet to see that any factory muzzle velocities are accurate. So we'll get into that in a later episode for a different time and place. But please don't go off the box. Please don't go off the drop charts. If you have to, I guess you must. But you're going to be highly inaccurate. Your dopes at distances are going to be wrong. And you're going to miss deer. You're just flat out going to miss deer. All right. So, what's also in this box? And as I mentioned, Savage, I've owned enough of them. Probably several of you out there have owned some. But as usual, you get your standard magazine. That's going to be your short action magazine. Now, this is the 6.5 Creedmoor is a short action rifle. You got short action and long action. Not necessarily important for this video, but ask questions in the comment. If you do, I'll be happy to explain it. And comes with your standard bolt that goes in it. Now, what I do like about this bolt, on these models, they did black the bolt. I think that's a really, for me, an aesthetically pleasing add-on for Savage. Again, kudos to Savage for a couple of different things they do with their rifles. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. In addition, you already know I'm a fan of the fluted barrel. I love that this comes with a pick rail. This is going to be a 20 MOA pick rail. I mean, that could be anywhere from a $40 to $100 value. It is threaded. It's 5/8 and 3/4 threaded. That doesn't come on a lot of deals. The stock is a polymer stock. It is adjustable. You can put spacers on the back if you wanted a longer length of pull. So a longer length of pull is if I wanted to stretch the gun out. For typically taller people, have longer arms, have longer lengths of pull. I wish I was taller. It means I would be a little thinner, but I'm not. But I've found generally standard lengths of pull on these Savage rifles are perfect for me, perfect for my son. My daughter as well. She's shot some of these Savages in the past. Anyway, great addition. Fluted thread protector. It's a nice medium contour barrel, so it's not going to get hot super fast. You're going to be able to shoot more loads down range without letting it cool. Comes with the full length pick rail. Some of you guys might like the two-pace, but that's fine. But it comes with this, so it's optic ready. And I do like the black bolt. 22-inch. This is a bronze Cerakote. I love the pattern on it. Now, in typical Savage fashion, I don't know if you can see this, to get the bolt down and in, you have to pull the trigger and push the bolt. Let's see if I can get all these. It's easier if I'm not doing it on camera.
A few moments later.
Seconds. All right. So we're back. Hey guys, even if you claim to know what you're doing, I didn't have the gun off safety, so it wouldn't let the bolt go in. So now that I've remedied that, oh great, right? We're going to put the bolt in. So in Savages, you got to pull the trigger, safety off, push that bolt down, and it slides right in. I think right there, and this is no oil, this is straight out of the box. I'm going to fill the trigger. A little heavy for me, but Savage does have their AccuTrigger trigger on there. So when I go to set up the rifle, and that will be kind of chapter 3 of this, of setting it up, I will disassemble this rifle, I'll pull it apart, I'll clean it, I'll adjust the trigger, I pull the rail off, all torque to specs, everything that it's supposed to be. Because one mistake that is made is that you pull the rifle out of the box, you stick a scope on it, and you go shoot, which intuitively seems like the thing to do. But almost always, I could probably, and I'll do it in the next video, these are not tight enough. Then your scope starts to move. You wonder why you can't group. You blame the rifle when ultimately, guys, it's your responsibility to make sure it's accurately and appropriately set up to spec. Do not assume that the factory is going to do that for you. You should assume that they did not do that for you, would be the best assumption to be made. Anyway, it's not loaded, so I don't want you to think I'm pointing a rifle at my daughter. So just in case we'll avoid that, I'll take the bolt out and I'll show you down the bolt. So this is a floated, free-floated barrel, which is nice. And most everything is. Now, the grief we get with some Savages and stuff is that you get a lot of play. And guys, gals, I get that. I just not have seen that affect my accuracy. In this rifle, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some comparisons real quick of the older, I think by now it's 2 years older version of the Axis 2 Pro. And when it came out, they called it the Pro Hunter. I think they just slimmed it down now. So, here is the initial version of this rifle 2 years ago. This is also a 6.5 Creedmoor. Same pistol grip, which I love. I do love this stock. It just fits so stinking well in your shoulder. This gun, same barrel, just not fluted. They did not offer it in a fluted pattern, but it did come 5/8 threaded. Come with the Accu trigger. All the things this rifle came with, but this rifle comes with more with the fluted barrel, the updated camo pattern, and so forth. But identically same rifle, same action, just a couple of those little upgrades. This rifle is my son's. This rifle has took the largest buck that's hanging in our house. He killed a absolute massive 8-point with it last year during juvenile season. One shot, shoulder, crushed his shoulder. The deer probably didn't go 20 yards. And the only reason he went 20 yards is because it was downhill. I think half of that was him rolling. Severed his heart when I did the autopsy. I love autopsying deer. After we harvest, to see what the bullet I built did and if it acted appropriately to how I was building the bullet to act. And it did. So I found completely 2 pieces of heart, a crushed shoulder, and no lungs. So, and that deer's on the wall. That deer scored in the upper 120s. I think the only reason it didn't hit 140 is because I think it was a 3-year-old. It had room to grow and a lot of mass to get. I think that deer, given another year, probably would have been in the 140s, is my guess. And those of y'all that know about point systems know that that is a big Tennessee whitetail. But I'm saying, I have proof. This gun performs. This gun, with the hand loads that I did for it, shoots 1/4 MOA. So that is 1/4 of an inch at 100 yards. And I'll show you, sorry I'm getting out of zoom here a little bit. I'll put in perspective what that is. That's one, can you see that, Nat?
And you need to bring it closer.
Well, can you see it from a distance though, if I turn it blue?
No.
You can't?
I can see the dark blue, but I can't see like the writing stuff.
No, you don't need the writing. There's no writing on it. Oh, yeah. So, I love you. So this blue square is 1 inch by 1 inch. So in the shooting world, if you're shooting 1 MOA, you're shooting inside that square at 100 yards and or 300 feet. So that rifle is shooting 1/4 of that at 100 yards. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Nat, do you know what that means?
No. I don't even know what it is.
I'm going to have to get my...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't even know what I'm talking about? That means that rifle is hitting with the center of its bullet. So out of the circle, the center is touching that blue at 100 yards every time it shoots. if the shooter does its job. But that's load development and stuff included. I did not get those results with factory hand loads. I did get, however, sub MOA with factory ammo, which means inside that blue square at 100 yards. But with some tuned hand loads to that rifle, we got it down to a quarter. And most people, God, that chair's squeaking.
I know. Do you want to use mine?
I know, right? But most people really don't care for deer hunting purposes if you can shoot 2 or 3 inches at 100 yards. For most pure deer hunters, that's fine. That's not where I'm at. That's not suggesting that that's where you should be or not. I just like highly accurate sub-half MOA stuff. So the fact that that shoots a quarter out of a 20-inch budget rifle gun, that every time I pull the trigger, it goes boom. And if I can put it on target, it hits the target. Very, very excited about it. And that's why I'm excited about this rifle and why I recommended this rifle for my client. This, unless it's just something we get into testing and find out, there are lemons in every rifle and every rifle company. Bagara's had their issues, Fierce has had their issues, Seekins has had their issues, and those are multiple $1,000 guns. So issues within guns, anomalies are not prone only to budget rifles. Savage, in my opinion, and there's other brands, but Savage, in my opinion, has far exceeded the quality and accuracy potential out of a budget rifle. And again, a budget rifle is relative. I would offer you, regulations and stuff on YouTube. I don't sell anything. I really just offer services, consultations, setups, and stuff. But you can go on sportsmanswarehouse.com and pull up this rifle, and you will see that it definitely, indeed, is a budget-friendly, awesome hunting rifle or target rifle for anyone. And I thought this was absolutely applicable because I know the potential of what this rifle, this action, this company can do. I'm excited to break down this rifle and put it back together and optic and run a load and see if we can duplicate what I've gotten on 2 other 6.5s in that lesser model, which is my son's model, can do. So that being said, we're going to talk briefly about the ammo I did pick up for it. So I picked up, initially I ordered 2 boxes because when I get a new rifle, I honestly don't care of the ammo, what you buy. I prefer you buy cheap ammo. Prefer that a client would buy cheap ammo from a company that makes decent brass. Excuse me. So many of you still hunt with this. Many of you have seen this. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor and American Whitetail. It's got a whitetail. It says American Whitetail. It's supposed to kill whitetail, right, Nat?
Yeah.
It's supposed to kill whitetail. And it does. And it does. This is not going to be the most accurate stuff. Maybe I will be surprised when I get on the range. But my main point is this is the cheapest offering in Hornady brass that I could get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I'm going to fire 2 boxes. First box I'm going to fire, I'm probably just going to aim into the berm. I'm going to fire, I'm going to get some fouling in that action. I want to get that action cycling. I'm going to get that barrel kind of fouled out a little bit and smoothed out. And then the second box, I'm going to come in, I'll mount the optic, I'll clean it one more time, and I'll begin initial sight in with the optic, right? So even though when I go into hand loading for this rifle, those minor adjustments are going to be, but I'm going to be I should be within a couple of 3 inches of my point of impact on this whitetail ammo, because this is the 129 grain. What I'm going to load is what I'm going to get to next. And what I'm going to end up loading is you're going to see this. So this is so it's going to be in the brass. I will hand load, reload, anneal, prime, completely prep the brass, and then I will do some hand loads. And so the end version of what you're going to see is going to be 1 cartridge with 2 bullet options, which I guess is wrong. It's going to be two cartridges, but they're going to be different bullet options in each. So for his everyday weekend shooting, his target practice, his building experience and training on his gun, I'm going to develop him a 130 grain ELDM match. Well, extra long extremely low drag match, which is, are we good?
Yeah.
Which is what ELDM is. Now, a lot of you guys out there, if we got hunters on this channel that are watching, a lot of you guys hunt with ELDMs, and that's fine. I am not going to split hairs with you on that. I myself have hunted with ELDMs. You need to make your own decision on if you hunt with an ELDM or if you hunt with an ELDX. But these are typically produced by Hornady for match grade shooting. Have found them very consistent. They're very good. But I will load him rounds. This will be his target and practice round. Now, for hunting, because I do know my client has desires to go whitetail hunting, I am going to load him a 130 grain Sierra Game King tipped. Now, Sierra's really muddy the waters. Sometimes they call it the Game Changer or the SGK tipped. It's the same bullet. This is a 130 grain bullet. This the Sierra Game King historically has performed famously throughout the years. This is an historic bullet in the industry. I love that it comes with a polymer tip, and this is absolutely, because I've seen it, I've autopsied this bullet. It's lethal, and it is traumatic. And so I have a lot of confidence in both of these bullets. So if you're online figuring out and you say, I don't want to do 2 bullets, fantastic. Don't do 2 bullets. Pick one and stay with it. Because you can target shoot with that one, or you can hunt with this one. This is a little bit cheaper than this one. So that's why I'm doing 2 separate loads, because I'm ultimately supremely confident in that as a hunting load, and I'm supremely confident in this as a target load. And when I put my numbers together, when I do my range data, my point of impact, my POI doesn't shift, so my dial stays the same. So there's a little bit of story while I'm doing that. But while we got this, we'll go ahead and see. I forgot to mention how many in the mag. My guess is it's going to be like the previous one. It's going to be 3 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. I did notice that somebody on Sportsman's website in the comments said 5. Maybe it is 5. Did I miss one?
I think you can hold 4.
Yeah. I don't like it when you have to force it in there. I don't. No, don't do that. So they were incorrect, but I think I know what they're going. They said 5. So it is 4 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. So that's a 4 plus 1. So it does hold 5 as a rifle, but 4 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. And guys and gals, you do not need a massive magazine hunting. You should be able to take 1 shot and be done. That's what we preach. But you can put 4 in this mag and go hunting and be all the cartridges you need. There's no sense in toting around a bunch of ammo. Now at the range it might be a little different. You might want a single feed, you might want a magazine feed. However you do it, that's your preference. But anyway, I know this long, I meant it to be shorter. Still kind of new at this video gig, but hope I didn't bore you. Again, we enjoyed being here. Hope you have a blessed day. Chapter 3 is coming up. We're going to get into breaking down that rifle. We're going to do an initial cleaning. I'm going to reset everything back to specs. And then we're immediately going to go out to range with this whitetail hunter. We're going to see what it does just with the factory. Might be surprised. I'm not expecting to be surprised. But the purpose of this ammo in this moment is to really more break in the barrel, break in the action. And then we're going to go straight to hand loading because we want a precision load for that rifle. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comments how well Natalie's doing behind the camera. It is a joy. Y'all don't get to see all the giggles and stuff that's going on in the background and all the faces, but to do this with my little girl is very special. So anyway, I love you, God loves you, and we'll catch you on chapter 3 of our Genesis episode. Thanks.